Hello everyone, my name is Wahidullah Lutfi. I'm going to show you or demonstrate to you how to write a shell script for backing up your web server, whether it's a web server or a file server or a Linux server. In any ways, you might need a backup server or as a script to just back up your web server. So this is script, if you're a developer, you're sysadmin or maybe a webmaster, and anyway, even if you're a student, you from time to time you need to back up your system. In case of disaster happens, you have to have a recovery. So that's why people say disaster recovery mechanism has to be implemented on a company or a business that you're running, so you are safe guarding your data. And if you are not doing it, then you're in a very risky environment, just in case you lose a file or a directory structure or a combination of both or any modification to the system that you need to go back to your system. Most storage backup system, they have snapshots that you can take it and you can have backup, automated backup system. But if you're running a small business, usually you're in the hands of the file manager or the software that is being in the repository. But if let's say you're doing it with a web hosting company, then you are most likely paying a lot of money every month to just back up your file server and web servers. And then when disaster happened, the recovery sometimes is not as efficient as you want it to be, because you still have to make a request to their admins, and their admin have to perform a restoration. And sometimes could be hours, could be minutes, could be days. So if you want to be in full control, you could write the whole script yourself, and you could just have a dedicated server in the cloud, and then have your full root access, which I'm doing for my web server, in particular MyWebUniversity.com, which I have been in the past maybe 20 years up and running on the internet, and I have full backup of everything, and I just don't have any issue with it. I run my script and I back it up, and I just archive it in a destination location that, in case if I have to lose the entire server, then I have it on the site at home or somewhere else that I can just send it back to the server and then restore it. So let me just show you what this script is all about. This script, I just wrote it because yesterday I put this other bash shell scripting on Linux platform, the complete course. Since that video was 2 hours and 47 minutes, I decided to just have a separate video for backing up the web server, because otherwise this video would be too long. So without further ado, I'm going to go to the backup server. And for those of you that already have been watching the bash script, shell script, this one, a lot of nice comments were made. I read them, and thank you so much for your nice comments, as well as your subscription. Those of you that subscribe, thank you so much. And then please just watch the videos and subscribe. That's where I could get encouraged to help you further by you doing the favor of watching and then subscribing. Take care. Thanks so much for that. And then the video for today, I'm going to show you the shell script that I wrote for doing automation backup on my web server. In this case, is a Linux server. So the name of the shell script, as you can see, I call it my_full_backup.sh. It's a Bourne shell bash, Bourne again shell interpreter that I'm loading on line 1. This line 1, it says shebang, pound exclamation, as I mentioned on the shell scripting video, that shebang user ben env is dynamically calling the env binary executable to load the bash interpreter. By loading the bash interpreter, line 2 through the end of the script is going to have the syntax, the correct syntax for bash scripting. So in line 3 through line 13, I have multi-line comments. The multi-line comments in bash scripting start as line 3 shows the double less than sign symbol in a doc string. The doc string could be any word, any string that you could do. In this case, I choose to type doc, but once you choose that string doc, you have to finish the same string after your multi-line. In this case, on line 13, I'm finishing the multi-line comments with doc string. So that line 3 starts it and line 13 finish it. Everything that you put between line 3 and line 13 is actually multi-line script that is going to be ignored by the bash interpreter. That's how multi-line comments are made. And then on the multi-line comments, you write the description and the reason why this backup is important. I'm backing up the HTML entire directory, cgi-bin, and user program directories. And then I wrote this script on the 6/11/22. I made the last update today, which was 9/24, Sunday, September 24, 2023, actually. There's no 2024. So let me just correct that one. I'm going to just go here, 2023, and then save this one, and then come back. So at this time, I'm going to just do from the current one, so we don't lose any placement. So here we are doing 2023, and then the name of the full backup script is my full backup.sh, and it's copyrighted to MyWebUniversity.com. You can copyright your scripts and everything under your name, at least to have ownership on it, and just in case. But I'm giving like this information to my YouTube subscribers, so they can just do the same thing for their system and in order to help themselves as well. So you're welcome to just copy the script here, and then just if you have to modify it, but please make sure that whatever you do, you understand what you're doing it. You're fully responsible for your mistakes, as well as just getting credit for all the great work enhancement that you make on it. Okay, so line 3 through 13 are multi-line comments that are ignored by the bash interpreter, so they're not going to be interpreted. It is going to be ignored. And this is the script for full backup of the entire web server on a Linux platform. And then line 15, I'm declaring a variable called today, and then I run the date command with that format. The syntax that we are doing it, we are using the %m for month, %day for day. The slash means the difference of month dash, not slash, dash, month dash day dash year. Year, you can see is uppercase Y. That means if it is 2023, it has to show in the entire full year. And then hour, minute, and seconds are going to be showing also separated by dashes. Then the web directory that I want to just back up, the entire HTML directory is under var.dev. And then you might have it on a different location, so you have to adjust it there. Similarly, the cgi-bin is user-led. And if yours is a separate place, you just put that path here. These are variable with some values. You just can change the value for it. Like, for example, home directory. In this case, I'm saying home user ID. Whatever is your user ID or the user ID that has the program directories, you just put it on that user ID there. And then these are just user ID that I wrote all the uppercase letters here, that are replaceable by any user ID. If my user ID is Wahid, it would be Wahid. If it's something else, it has to be something else. And then the program directory is that's program itself. So I'm going to back up /home /user ID of that user /programs. And then the destination where I back up is home user ID again, backup. And if you have this destination directory on a mount point that you have a separate /backup directory, you could just replace the entire thing to a /backup, and then you could do that one. But notice I put a one-line comment. And opposed to the multi-line comment, the one-line comment is with a pound sign. So you can do an inline one-line comment. Right here, after this, the interpreter, as soon as it sees the pound, it says, oh, this is a comment. So you can write a comment to the next line or before that one, or you could write an inline right after your command. But if you write it before your command, then whatever you write after that one until the end of the line will be ignored. So it will be treated as comment. Make sure that if you're doing a variable declaration, the multi-line comment, it has to be either before that one or after it. It cannot be before, meaning that before a new line character. So in this case, the one-line comment I'm writing it to say the directory must be outside of the program directory and all other sources. If you are just not having this one outside of the program directories, like for example, this one backup was inside the program directory, then it would be a recursive backup. It will never finish because the process, you want to just back up the program directory, but when you put it on the destination, it has to be somewhere outside of this one. Otherwise, the size is going to grow and it's going to back up so many things twice. So here we are going to do a change directory. If you don't want to do a change directory, you could put the web directory right at the path of the destination before you put the tar.ganzip file where you want to put it there. You could do that one, and then just make sure that that web dir is right in front of HTML. Then it's going to say web dir is var www.html var /HTML. It's going to get that directory. But the only difference is that if I just want to CD to it, now I'm backing up the tar.ganzip file with HTML extension, HTML directory only as the source. So if I move it to a different location, then I just restore it only HTML. You could always just put it into another directory and then unzip it there, and tar it there, and then get the file that you want. There's always a tar command syntax that you could just only do one file or one directory structure as well, with providing the path to it. So that those syntax are also available for you. You have to know what you're doing whenever you are doing this one. But I made it easier for you just by saying cd to that directory. Now we're cding to this directory, then it finds HTML directory, and HTML directory must reside on the var.html, otherwise it will not be backed up. And it says that I did not find the file. It assumes that that's the directory. In my case, it was, so I backed it up. Similarly, for cgi-bin, we are going to do the same path, but notice with the naming convention, I'm using the tape archive. Tar stands for tape archive, and then -z is compression, zip it, and then C created, V verbose, and F for file. So when we want to create this file, .tar.ganzip, we could have just tar it up without -z and then ganzip it to give the extension of tar.ganzip. But the newer format of tar command, you can put all these 3, 4 of them, Z, C, V, F. Z for creating the tar.ganzip file, C for creation, V for verbose, and F for file. So you could just say this path, and now it will create it for the given day that I'm just creating this day, and with a timestamp of hour, minute, second, .tar.ganzip for HTML file. Similarly, it does it for cgi-bin, the same kind of format there, and then cd to the destination, and then also back up the program directory. similarly. And then the ZCVF is similar syntax, so I'm not going to explain the tar part of it the third time, but there's a move command. And then notice that line 23, I have this ampersand at the end of the line, because this directory HTML is really huge, so I don't want to just wait for it before I do the cgi-bin. I want to run it in stream. So this tar will run disregard to whether it's finished or not. It is going to background it with this ampersand. Then this cgi-bin is also, I'm going to background it, and that is going to do it. But the third one on line 27, I'm not going to background it. The reason I don't background it is because this move command has to make sure that on line 27, the tar completes before I move it. So if the tar completes, then I can move it, that's okay. So this one, if I was doing ampersand, then it would be failing, because before that the tar completes, I'm trying to do a move. So this line 27 does not have the ampersand. Please make sure that you don't put an ampersand on line 27, because we're moving it, we're not copying it. That's very important. And then line 29 is just get a list of all the files that is backed up afterward. So here's the output. The full backup was made, and then I run it twice today. And as you can see, September 24 at 6:05, it is started. So for one situation that I did for the tar gun zip file was at 6:05, and another one was at 7:09. So the 6:05 for the cgi-bin, you can see it's the same size as the 7:09. And you can see the size is exactly the same, because I did not make any modification to any directories. And the HTML, the same thing. At the 6:25 when it finished versus 7:29, it just or the same exact size. However, the program directory, because I wrote this backup script, and the backup script was part of the script that I made some changes, and I back up my backup script and everything. I made a few directories. So the size of the file you can see on September 24 at 6:07 when it completed, it was about the same size, but 2641. Here is 0198. So those are like 80198 versus 62641. You can see the size is different, and that is going to show you that your script is working successfully. If I have to restore it, I can restore it without no problem. But before I do that one at any time, I have to make sure that I have issues in order to restore it. Otherwise, the backup is just good. If I don't make modification on it, and then I could keep that backup. But if I make modification, then I run my backup script again, and then I could do it. You can even cron this script to do once a month backup and get rid of the older one whenever there's changes, you have it. So thank you for watching our channel. I want to just show you my MyWebUniversity channel. This is the video that I posted last time. And then I'm going to put this backup server, and this is hanging right now here, but it will be posted there. And then the web server right now, as you can see here, this is the channel, and then people are watching it. So for 2 days, 152 people watched, and then there's some people are subscribing it, and then it's growing. But thanks for watching, and make sure that you just subscribe to the channel. This is the video that is posted already, and then I'm going to post the next one over there as well. Okay, and this is the entire channel that if you haven't watched some of the videos, you will enjoy it. You will subscribe at a later date, but maybe it's better to do it now, so you don't miss any of the videos before it goes a few months, and then later on join in. As soon as you join is better. Okay, take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.